Good afternoon. As Gandhi said, my name is Deepak Javeri, and we are here to talk about Social Security. I guess this subject has been pretty much right now the talk of the town. And the reason, firstly, let me tell you up front, I'm not here to sell you anything. So let me make that very clear. Before we jump into the subject, let me give a little brief, a little background about myself and why we are here. I'm a financial advisor, and over the last 17 years, when I've been sitting with my clients on one-on-one basis, either to review their financial portfolio or to look at their retirement, to chart out their retirement benefits, or to review their life insurance policies or what have you, 8 out of 10 times what I see is amongst their entire gambit, I see a missing puzzle. And that missing puzzle is the Social Security aspect. And it surprised to me that how one can miss out on such an important aspect of their entire future planning. Because at the end of it, you have to look at it, the whole thing, together along with the resources that one has and the personal resources that one has and the Social Security benefit together. Because we don't know, as we have been hearing from the media, we don't know what the future of Social Security is going to be. So it is best to realize and to understand that at what age one should take Social Security, how one should take Social Security, when, and all those aspects. Because how we can maximize the Social Security benefits is the key thing. Because one knows that yes, after a certain age one can take Social Security benefits, but when is the time? And so when I saw that 8 out of 10 of my clients are really not aware of it, I said to myself, I think I need to share this information to the community at large. આપણે કહીએ ને કે ભગવાનની દયાથી ખાધે પીધે સુખી છું. એટલે I am not really keen on that aspect, but I thought that it would be good for me to give something back to the community. And so I said, let me pick up this challenge of having mini seminars and informing this information to the people at large. Now, looking at the subject, let me say, let's look over the agenda. What are the topics that we're going to cover in this aspect? First, let's look at the Social Security benefits. What are the basics of those benefits? Then the claiming options, how we can claim those options, and what are those options? What are the different strategies that we can use to maximize our benefits? Then we look at some real life case scenarios, a couple of them. So it will kind of give you a little idea of exactly how it works and how one can maximize the benefits. And finally, we'll have the question answers. If anyone has any questions, you can feel free to ask me at that time. So, this is the fine print or the disclaimer, kind of. Let's look at it. This presentation is designed to assist you in exploring the available options you have to maximize your Social Security. This presentation is not intended to be a retirement benefit or estate plan, nor is it a specific recommendation for a retirement benefit or estate plan. This material is for informational purposes only. Many of the topics presented may also involve legal, tax, accounting, or other issues, which there is absolutely no intention of offering such advice. And this presentation and any other oral or written communication should not be construed as such. Maximization strategies can be complicated and vary depending on individual situations, so individuals interested in this topic should consult a Social Security representative. As you explore your Social Security situation, we hope that you find this presentation useful. So ladies and gentlemen, as I told you, there's nothing going to be sold at this event, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy. The significance of Social Security, it may be alarming or surprising that for Americans age 65 and older, we have a household income of almost 58,000, where 42% of income comes from Social Security. The four most important sources of retirement income for seniors age 65 and older. The highest is Social Security is 86%. I don't know whether at the back you can see that, but it's 86% is the 86% of this income comes from Social Security, followed by asset income of 49%, pensions 27%, and employment is 26%. Who is eligible for Social Security benefits? Any idea? Anyone?
65 years old. 40 quarters. 40 quarters. You are contributing 40 quarters.
Those who are completed 65 and who are over get the benefit.
62. Any other?
62 and over.
A worker who has accumulated 40 work credits, which is approximately 10 years of work, because usually it's 4 work credits in a given year. Benefits based on average of 35 highest years of earnings. So somebody has worked 40 years, say, they'll look at the 35 highest years. So if one started, say, as a busboy or cleaning a restaurant table, doesn't matter. Finally, they'll look at the 35 highest years of earnings. And a spouse or someone married for at least 10 years to an eligible worker. So these are who is eligible for Social Security. When can you claim?
Minimum.
Anyone?
Minimum.
Minimum what?
62.
62. What else?
66. You must start collecting at 70. Period.
Highest 70.
65.
70
But
highest.
different to 70.
If you are disabled.
Many of the answers here are pretty accurate. The benefits are on the age when they are claimed. Earliest is 62. There is a little variance on that, we'll get a little later. Latest is age 70, as the one someone mentioned. And then there is a full retirement age, which is called FRA. Now that is currently depends 66 to 67. It depends on the year you were born in. We'll look into that. So it is earliest is 60. In some circumstances, it can be as low as 60. Then the maximum age you can start claiming is age 70. And then your FRA, which is the full retirement age, is 66, 67, depend on the year you are born. How can you claim? The best way to claim is to go onto your onto the Social Security website. That is www.ssa.gov/myaccount/. Now, how many of you still receive the Social Security in the mail? The 4-page information that you used to get. You still get it? That's pretty good, because I've seen most of the people don't get the Social Security anymore. So my request to you would be to go onto this account, create one account if you don't have one, and then you should be able to get your information on the Social Security. Because this is pretty important. One should not wait till the age you're ready to start claiming. And the reason I say this is because it's time, now is the time. One is still like 2, 3, 4, 5 years away from claiming Social Security. Now is the time to start knowing how much you're going to get, so that you can sync the amount that you know you're likely to get along with your other sources of income and plan your retirement accordingly. Because the greatest fear people nowadays have is whether they will be able to continue their lifestyle during their golden years. And so it is better to look at, create your account if you don't have one, see what is the possibility, what are you likely to get that, sync it with other sources of income, choose the best strategy by which you can maximize your Social Security benefits. And so you can plan way ahead of time. And this is the 4-page Social Security information that we used to earlier get in mail, but I guess most of us don't get that. And so please go ahead and create your own account there. Claiming age affects monthly benefits. So we saw that how you can claim at age 62, you can claim at FRA, you can claim at 70. So when should you claim? At 62, 65, 66 or 67, 70? When? A pretty confusing thing, right? If you start claiming at age 62, when you're eligible, your monthly benefits will be reduced by 25 to 30% depending on your year of birth. Pretty alarming. Your FRA. If you claim at your FRA, which is your full retirement age, then you can get 100% of your full benefit. And at age 70, you could get as much as 132% of your full benefit. So this is a pretty steep variation between 62 and 70. At 62, you could lose up to 25 to 30%. At age 70, you could gain as much as 30% or even more. How claiming age affects your monthly benefits. So the FRA that we were talking about. If one is born between 1943 and 1954, the FRA, which is your full retirement age, is 66. One born in 1955, your FRA is 66 and 2 months. Born in 56, it's 66 and 4 months. Born in 57, 66 and 6 months. 1958, 66 and 8 months, and 1959, 66, 10 months, and those born in 60 and thereafter, the FRA is age 67. Now, those born in 43 to 54, that is, their FRA is 66, and if they start claiming at age 62, their Social Security would be reduced by 25%, as you see that. And then the percentages keep increasing with the age, and those born in 60 or thereafter, where the FRA is 67, if they claim at 62, the benefits would be reduced by 30%. So how can you optimize the benefits by delaying the start? Let's look at it. Age 62, say. Now this is with a hypothetical example that someone who has a FRA, which is full retirement age of 66, and is going to be drawing a monthly benefit of $2,000. We are not including the COLA benefit, because that's just for simplicity's sake. Let's only look at the pure benefits. So monthly benefits $2,000, FRA is 66, and if that person chose to start benefits at age 62, at age 70 he would collect $144,000. At age 75, $234. At age 80, $324. At age 85, $414,000. And at age 19, $504,000. Now let's jump on. I won't go with all the ages, but let's jump on to the FRA, which is 66 for this person. And so at 66, if he starts collecting, then by age 70, he would have collected $96,000, which is still less than the person who starts collecting at age 62. And he has collected $144,000 at age 70. However, if you move along, at age 80, when that 62 person has collected $324,000, the person who starts collecting at age 66 will be collecting $336,000. So he is already ahead of the game. And at age 90 would have collected $576,000. And the person at age 70, which is the maximum age when you can start collecting your Social Security. Of course, at age 70, since he's starting at that age, he was not collected anything as compared to the others. But look at age 85, he has already collected $475,000, which is more than any of the other guys who have collected at age 62 or at age 66. And of course, at age 90, he has collected way more at $663,000. So now the question is, based on this given fact or the numbers, at what age should we collect?
62. That's what it is. I ain't gonna leave that long. That's 85. Who knows what's going to happen out there? Hey, unless you're going to hit me with the medicine.
You're taking for granted that everybody would live to 90 years. So that's, this itself is a dilemma.
Right, right. We have some very good answers, yes.
It all depends on how disciplined you are financially, whether you can re-invest at 62 or but most of the time it doesn't happen. So I believe that 66 would be the correct age, and I myself may option to do it at 70. That's what I do.
All right, yes.
Your health is free.
Pretty good answers. Okay, yes.
62. All right. You gotta
All right. All the answers are right. There is no right answer or no wrong answer. All the answers are either right or either wrong or in between. Because honestly, ask anyone, there is no 100% right or wrong answer to this. It depends on various factors. As some of you suggested, firstly, you have to look at your present health. Most important. Secondly, you have to look at the family history. That is very, very critical. So look at your health, look at your family history. Thirdly, look at all other sources of your revenue, sources of your income. And after looking at that, you try to tie in, sink in with your social security benefits that you are likely to collect. And then based off of that, one needs to make a decision. So there is, you just can't leave it, okay, just on this condition, I'm just going to start collecting at this. Or I'm going to start collecting, or I'm not going to collect now. No. I think it would be prudent to look at all these factors and then make your choice.
There's a question here.
Yes?
What do you mean by family history?
Family history in the sense how long did dad and mom live, and what were their health conditions, if they are living great, if they passed away, what was the reason, did they pass away at a younger age, or the brothers and sisters, if they have lived long life or they have died early. One has to look at all those things. One has to factor in that. Because if finally everything boils down to genetics too. Yes.
On what figure, or what, these figures are based on what?
These figures are based on a person who is going to collect $2,000 a month.
Those people who collect or who are due to collect. Anything less than that does not.
No, this is with an example of a person who is going to collect at his FRA age 66, and his monthly benefit is going to be $2,000 a month. So this is based on that hypothetical example.
Oh.
Yes, someone had a question.
You said the 2,000 example, I'm saying, but the one person died and other person get husband of wife, so the wife get a husband the 50% or they get the...
I'm coming to that. Survivor benefits will come to that.
Oh.
Okay. Now once one starts collecting Social Security, can one work? Can one continue to work after collecting Social Security?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
If one starts collecting Social Security and works prior to FRA, then their Social Security would be reduced. So for 2014, if you claim a Social Security benefit between age 62 and your FRA, your benefits will be reduced by $1 for every $2 you have earned above $15,480. That means 50%. So, for example, if someone earns $20,480, that means $5,000 over the limit of $15,480. Their benefits would be reduced by $2,500.
This is yearly you're talking about, right? Yearly.
Right, right. Yes.
On your previous slide,
Uh-huh.
at what point it will diminish? On the previous slide,
Yes.
2,500, anything above above 15,840.
Right.
So, at what point,
At what-
what is the cap where it will say, okay, you don't qualify for Social Security, or is there a cap?
You don't qualify for Social Security, or it's going to
You
be
may
not taxed?
You may not receive anything at all, if your income is higher.
We're going to come to those, because there are a lot of thresholds for the Social Security taxation. So, coming to the question, is Social Security taxed?
Yeah.
Is it taxed?
Of course, yes. Of course.
Depends on your combined income. Now, can someone explain to me what is a combined income?
Social Security plus
Capital gain.
Who said AGI? And combined income is your adjusted gross income with AGI. Any tax exempt interest that you have earned, and 50% of your Social Security benefits. All this clubbed together is your combined income. Yes?
Okay, I have a question. Maybe I missed the initial part, but I'm trying to take notes.
Uh-huh.
Is it possible that you would be sharing your PowerPoint presentation with the group?
Unfortunately, no. But I guess what I heard is it's going to be put up.
We will try to put it on the YouTube.
He's likely to put it
Go
up.
too fast for me to catch up with the notes.
Sorry. I mean, I'm not trying to do this in the constraint of time, because Kanti Bhai has already limited me. He said he has to have his own program going after this. But if you have any questions, feel free to email me or contact me, and we can share the information.
All right, thank you. Appreciate
Sure.
it.
Okay, so the taxable portion of Social Security. Taxable portion of Social Security is the minimum of 3. So what's that minimum? It's either 85% of Social Security benefits, 50% of benefits plus 85% of combined income beyond the second threshold. It's a little complicated, little intimidating, so bear with me. And 50% of combined income beyond the first threshold, plus 35% of combined income beyond the second threshold. I know. For me to understand this, it took me an hour. Let me repeat it. It's minimum of the 3, 85% of Social Security benefits, or 50% of benefits plus 85% of combined income beyond the second threshold, or 50% of combined income beyond first threshold, and 35% of combined income beyond the second threshold. So this is the same thresholds that we were talking about. If the income is 32,000 or less, this is for the joint filers. 32,000 or less, then the taxable amount is 0, and 25,000 for single filers. Those income between 32 and 44,000, the taxable amount is 50%, and that's the first threshold. And the second threshold is greater than 44,000 for joint filers and 34,000 for single filers, up to 85%. Now, I know it's very, very intimidating, so you guys really don't need to worry on that aspect, because your accountant or your CPA is going to do that calculation for you. Yes?
This percentage apply to your social security benefits that you receive.
That's correct.
Okay.
So, what are the different strategies that you can maximize your benefits? Yes?
Take it in run.
Well, there are many different strategies. There are over hundreds of strategies, and there is no one size fits all. So, what is for strategy? One can use for you, maybe totally different for you, totally different for you, totally different for everyone, because it's case by case. Because each one's scenario is different. And again, the better thing would be when just not your ages and your spouse's ages and your social security benefits, but actually when you club your personal, your other sources of income, your other sources of revenue, and when you tie everything in, then it would be a better way to see how you can maximize your social security benefit. Because otherwise you're just doing it based on your ages, and your social security benefit alone is not going to give you the right picture. It will give you a picture, but not the right one. Okay, so spousal benefit. What's your input on spousal benefit? What is a spousal benefit?
Wife's.
Or it could be the husband's benefit. Right. Okay, spouse must be age 62 or older in order to qualify. The worker must first file for social security benefit. If spousal benefits are claimed, okay, hear me out clearly. If spousal benefits are claimed at spouse's FRA, which is their full retirement age, the spousal benefit is half of the spouse's primary insurance amount. Spousal benefits are permanently reduced if claimed before reaching FRA.
Who's FRA? The spouses? FRA?
Yes,
Or the family?
spousal FRA. And if you elect to take your spousal benefit at your FRA, you can delay receiving your worker-based benefits on your work history. So if you're just claiming your spousal benefit, then you can delay your own benefit based on your work history and switch to your benefit later, so you can increase your own monthly benefit later. We will look at this when we look at a couple of real life scenarios. You will get a better understanding of this. This is another strategy which perhaps many of you may have read or heard, which is called file and suspend strategy. It's one of the most popular strategy, but again, it's not good for everyone. And so just because it's most popular, one should not just say, I'm going to go with this strategy. This strategy can be done when the higher earning or older worker reaches the FRA. You file for social security benefits to enable your spouse to receive the spousal benefits. And then the higher earning or older worker immediately suspends their own benefits, and they can continue to earn additional retirement credits until at age 70, when he or she starts claiming or collecting their monthly benefit. So, say for example, say the husband who is earning higher and there's a age gap between them, the wife's earnings is much less than the husband's earning, then what he does is he files at his FRA and then immediately suspends that. And then the spouse can start taking it and then he will start collecting his social security benefit at age 70. Yes, you had a question?
What if you don't suspend immediately and you collect some money and
Yeah, you could do that.
then you can return it back and suspend it afterwards?
You could do that, but then there are a lot of repercussions. You have to return the whole thing, and then also the credits on the Medicare and everything else that you get, you'll have to do that. But you can do it only once in a lifetime. Yes?
In this case, if the spouse who is now taking the benefit, it takes a reduced benefit.
Yes.
Because when they switch to their own later, does it still stay reduced?
See, if the spouse is taking the spousal benefit, then that spousal benefit is getting half of the worker's benefit. So he or she can collect that spousal benefit, and then he or she can start collecting his or her benefit at the FRA or at age 70 or whichever way the strategy works.
Her benefit is not reduced
No,
because of age?
no. Because he or she is only collecting the spousal benefit, not their own benefit.
Can you, I mean, this thing's a little bit complicated, can you actually give like a physical number?
We're going to do we're going to do a live case on that,
Yeah.
a scenario on that.
I think you should hold the question. Let's go through your presentation and then come to the question.
Right, right.
When somebody collects spousal benefits and she suspends her own benefit, later on when she claims her own benefit, does spousal benefit go away or they continue?
They continue.
They continue. So that's the additional amount.
Right.
If you suppose you start claiming spouse's benefits at the FRA time, but suppose you don't claim the benefit, what happens?
Nothing. That's okay.
No, they stopped it. He said, oh, no, you did not do it in time.
No, then you have not collected a spousal benefit at your FRA. You can choose not to, or you can choose if you want to, or you can choose at any other age you want to. I think we will have more questions to this. I know this is definitely going to have more questions. So I think once we look at a real case scenario, it will give a little more clarity to the picture. And then even after that, if you still have any questions, during the Q&A session, we will have those questions answered for you.
I think you gave not the correct answer. I believe what he was talking was double dip. That if the spouse gets half of it, and then the spouse's own benefits start, then she will not get any benefit from the husband which she was already getting, half the benefit. I'm talking of file and suspend strategy. In this strategy,
right.
For example, I have reached 70. I started and suspended my account. My wife started getting half of it. Now when she reaches 70, she cannot get both her benefits.
We'll see. I'll explain to you when we look at the real life scenario. It'll get you a little more clear picture. Because we have put a real life case scenario in this. Social Security benefits and divorce. So what if one is a divorcee, is divorced? Can one get the benefits? As a divorced spouse, you may be entitled to Social Security benefits based on the ex's work record. But for that, you have to be married for at least 10 years. Presently, when you are claiming you are unmarried, and your own worker benefit would be lower than your ex-spouse's benefit. Because if your own benefit is higher, then you can't get both. So then you might as well collect your own benefit rather than your benefit based on your ex's. Survivor benefit. Now in this scenario, one can, as I was explaining in the beginning, that age is 62, but for a survivor, one can start as early as age 60 as well. However, if you receive survivor benefit starting age 60, then your benefit is going to be reduced till your FRA, till you reach FRA. your benefit is going to be reduced. So it depends on your situation, whether if you are in a really dire need to start collecting the benefits because of the situation, because of the financial situation, it's a totally different story. But if not, then it's always good to take at your FRA. And if your own benefits are more than the survivor benefits, just like the divorce case, then you cannot get both. Then you'll have to choose, and obviously you're going to choose your own benefits because that's going to be the higher benefits. Other Social Security topics which we are not talking about today. Otherwise, if we start talking about all the topics, then perhaps we'll have to be here on a 2-day seminar. So, we are not looking at the federal, state, local government agencies who may be eligible for a pension based on earnings which is not covered by Social Security. And this can affect also your Social Security benefit. We have just touched the small base of the taxation, those different thresholds, but really not dived into the taxation aspect, into the complete scenario. And we are not looking into the disability benefits section today, because that is pretty vast. Okay, so let's look at a couple of different real life scenarios that we have helped clients, and so we've just put it with, of course, not the real names. So in the first example, we have Mr. David and Julie. David Briggs and Julie David is born in 1956, Julie in 1958. So he is 56 and she is 55. His annual earnings 73,600 and her is 60,000. His life expectancy is 85 and Julie's is 90. His FRA is 66 and 4 months and for her is 66 and 8 months. Suggested strategy is David files for his benefits at his full retirement age at his FRA, 66 and 4 months, and suspends until age 70. Julie files for spousal benefits at age 66 and 8 months, which is her FRA. Julie begins to take her benefits at age 70. And lastly, Julie receives her survivor benefits. So, on this strategy, if you look at based on the suggested strategy, if they were to take the Social Security benefit at age 62, if they both were to take at age 62, they would have collected 1,446,000. If they both collected at their FRA, they would have collected at 1,578,000. If they both collected at age 70, they would have collected 1,631,000. However, at the suggested strategy, they would collect $1,730,000.
During what period?
During this lifetime. So this is a 20% increase from age 62. So there were a couple of hands here, they said that they would collect at age 62, but obviously all factors being same, everything else being same, if they collected at 62 versus they collected at the given strategy, there is a 20% increase in their monthly benefit. Subject to that they are alive.
I have a basic question. When you say spousal benefits, is it like it's reduced from spouses when they start collecting? No? This is on top of it?
This is, yeah.
An addition?
Yes. Second client is Ryan, Turner, and Heather. Ryan is age 61, Heather is age 53. Ryan's life expectancy is 84, for Heather it is 90. His income is 48,000 and she is a homemaker. So let's look at the strategy for that, because now she has zero earnings, or so to say, while her life expectancy is of course higher, is bigger than his. Let's look at the strategies that we have used for them. Ryan files at age 70. Heather files for benefits at age 67, which is her FRA. Heather's benefits are less than half of Ryan's, so she gets spousal benefits to make up the difference at her age, at her age 67, which is her FRA. And lastly, Heather receives her survivor benefits. So with the given strategy, if they both were to collect at age 62, they would have collected 745,000. If they both were to collect at FRA, they would have collected 796,000. If they both were to take benefit at age 70, they would have collected 804,000. And however, if they went with the suggested strategy, they would have collected, or they would collect 1,580,000. That's a jump of 112% from age 62. A big jump.
Can you go back to the previous slide and explain that how that green number came about? Because by looking at this number doesn't make any sense. I mean, can you explain what it means?
This one?
Yeah. So he was making 48,000. So his probably benefits are.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. From here, how did you jump to that 1.8 million?
All right. So his annual salary is 48. She's a homemaker, so she doesn't have any annual salary, of course.
Right.
His life expectancy 84, her life expectancy 90, and so the suggested strategy based on her and his earnings and their ages, he files at age 70.
Okay.
Heather files for her benefits, her own benefits, at age 67, which is her FRA.
She has not made any money. So
No. The file and suspend was the first one.
She has not made any money, right?
Right.
Okay.
But she is filing for her benefits at age 67.
Okay.
Heather's benefits are less than half of Ryan's because she has not earned.
Right.
So her benefits are less than half of Ryan's, so she gets spousal benefits. Spousal benefits you can get regardless. So Heather's benefits are less than half of Ryan's, so she gets spousal benefits to make up the difference at her FRA, which is her age 67. And then finally, when Ryan is not there and she is there because of her life expectancy, she is going to collect survivor benefits.
Make up the difference. What's the difference? Make up the difference. That's not understandable.
This one?
Yeah, make up the difference. What difference are we talking about? Difference of what she would have earned on her own versus half of the spousal benefits?
No, she's going to get spousal benefits because at age 67, she starts collecting her spousal benefits. She has not earned her own benefits.
Yeah, but so why do you say make up the difference? That's where it was confusing. So she's getting both the spousal benefits.
She's getting her spousal benefits,
right, as well as her own
survivor benefits.
Okay.
So, can I ask you?
Yes.
This is where I think you need to explain a little bit better.
Yes.
Is the third line,
like she's making 48 grand, so
No, he's
No, no.
making, he's making.
I mean, she's making 0, but
Right.
the husband was making 48. So I'm assuming his maximum benefit is like probably 1,500 or 1,600 a month, right?
I don't have those numbers handy.
Yeah, but somewhere the number would be, unless you make 120,000.
Right.
You get the full
Right.
benefit of 2,200. So she's getting probably 1,500. So she's gonna get $750 at the age 67. Am I correct?
Based on the numbers you're telling, yes.
Yeah, from 67 to 90, she's gonna keep collecting the same amount.
No, no.
When he dies.
From 67,
Okay?
she is only collecting her spousal benefits. Then she collects her survivor benefits when Ryan is no longer there. At his age 85, say approximately.
You'll be getting a full benefit, right? Whatever the Brian was getting it, he will be getting the same amount.
Yeah, survivor benefits, right.
So she will be getting both of them or
And then
just
she will
one?
continue
No.
to sprout? No.
Only survivor benefits. You cannot double dip. You cannot double dip.
Question.
Yes.
When you said Ryan files at age 70, he's collecting at age 70, right?
Yes.
That's what you mean. He said file and suspend.
No, there was no file and suspend. In this strategy, there was no file and suspend.
At 70, you don't file it.
So his total income for the family will be $750 for his wife and $1,500 for him when he starts filing at 70. Am I correct?
He starts filing at his 70 and she starts filing at her 67, her FRA.
Right, but when Ryan becomes 70,
Yes.
how much money the family is getting?
He's getting his plus she's getting the spousal benefit. Half. Her 67.
Plus 750.
I think there is a 5 years age difference.
Yeah, so
Yes.
she won't get a
No, the total difference. The difference if they would have collected. Excuse me, guys. Someone is asking a question. Let me answer.
I'm also picking up all the noise and the videotaping, so please, if we can listen to only one sound.
Yes. The 132%, or in this case 112%, is the difference you see if they would have collected instead of at age 62 to the given strategy of his 70 and her 67. With that strategy, they have or they will collect the increases 112%.
What I was wondering that the spouse benefit is always based on the FRA, not on the increased salary, half of it. Is it?
She collects the spousal benefit is always half of his.
But not at 70, 40.
Not at 70. She starts collecting at the FRA. At her FRA.
So let me ask one question. If the
Yes.
spouse, if one person is 62 and they file, can the spouse collect their spousal benefit if they're 66? And if that is the case, does the spouse get half of what this FRA is or half of what they filed at 62?
I didn't get it.
Okay. Mr. X is 62.
Uh-huh.
He files for his Social Security.
Okay, at age 62, he files.
He files. His wife is 66.
Okay.
Can she file his Social Security? And if she does, because he's already filed at 62, can she get her spousal benefit from his earnings?
Yes. However, he'll have to file and suspend.
Why should he have to file and suspend?
Because
he wants us.
he's going to start collecting at 62?
Yes.
Then his benefits would be permanently reduced.
And wife too.
They're making up the money by getting the spousal benefit for the other one, right?
Right, but now his benefit is permanently reduced by 25 to 30%.
Yeah, but if something happens to the wife, later he'll make up the spousal benefit.
Well, she could. She could.
So, but does he have to be? Does the wife has to be the other way? The husband have to be 66 to get spousal benefits?
But he's at 62.
He's 62.
Right, so he can.
66.
If she's collecting the spousal benefit based on his earnings, if her earnings are less and her earnings are less than him, and so she is collecting spousal benefits based on his earnings, she can collect it based on his earnings. If he's filing at 62, so be it.
No. Now, will she collect at what he gets at 62, or will it be calculated at the 66 FRA?
No, 60.
It would be collected based on their average earnings at that time.
Yes.
So it's not half of the 66.
They don't know at 66 whether he is going to be continuing to work. So it's going to be based on the average earnings at that time.
In your example, do you have where how broken down by each year, how the total number comes up by any chance?
No, because again, that is going to be based on
That
each
might
one's-
explain. That
Yeah,
might explain a little.
Yeah, I agree. However, that's going to be based on each one's own social security.
No, just in one of the examples that you hear.
On this one,
yeah.
no, because I've just put two
That's
strategies
fine.
here, the most popular ones.
Okay.
And again, I could not put all the different scenarios because again the constraint of the time. If I keep this presentation too long, one is going to get bored. So I had to kind of keep it as concise but as comprehensive as possible. More questions on this right now, or you want to have later? Yes.
So let's say Ryan was at age 70, he'll be collecting, for example, $2,000 per month. So when he passes away, wife is still alive because she's so young.
She starts collecting a
She will be
survivor.
collecting same $2,000, but she will not get whatever her benefit was before.
Right, she will not.
But she will continue to get
She's
2,000.
getting the survivor benefits. There is no double dipping.
Right.
So you can only collect survivor.
Survivor benefit is same as whatever the original amount was saying.
Yes, sir.
But the benefit is at age of 67, not 70. What Ryan is getting at 70,
Yeah, because she is starting at age 67, her FRA.
$2,000 Ryan is getting at age of 67. Ryan was getting 70, but Ryan is getting at age of 67, $1,800. So his spouse will get only 18, not 2,000.
No, 900.
No, when he dies at age of 70,
He dies at age 85.
suppose 85.
Right.
Then she will get only $1,800.
Yes. Yes.
She will not get 2,000?
No.
No.
I think she will get whatever Ryan was earning at 66.
Right. So if Ryan was earning 1,800, he says, then she'll get 1,800. If he was earning 2,000, she'll get
And
2,000.
when he died, he was earning 2,000.
Then she'll get 2,000.
I see. I think that's the whole point.
If when Ryan died, whatever he was earning,
Otherwise,
whatever, because that's the survivor benefit.
Because he took the benefit at 67.
He took the benefit at age 70.
70.
She started taking the benefit at 67. At her 67.
Her actual age is 67 to get the benefit.
That's the spousal benefit she starts taking.
Ryan, his benefit is supposed to start at 67.
So
she will get whatever he's getting at 67.
No. She will get, as a survivor, if he passes away, she will get whatever Ryan was collecting at that time.
survivor and spousal benefits are two different things.
Right. Okay. Yes.
Hello. I'm just confused. As for in order for her to get the spouse's benefit, but Ryan has to file and suspend, right?
That was in the earlier strategy.
Second case, in Ryan
Second case, no. Ryan is just not suspending at all. Excuse me, guys. Ryan is not even suspending. Ryan, he just does not file or suspend. He continues not to file at all until age 70.
So regardless, he doesn't file, but she can still claim at the age of 67.
Because see, there is already a 5 years difference.
8 years, your example is an 8
8 years difference.
Okay.
So by the time he's 70, she is not even her FRA. So when she is FRA, Ryan has passed his 70.
I have a question. When you say a full retirement
Yes.
Someone can collect social security. What do you mean by suspending it? Can you explain to me if one decides to suspend benefit, what exactly does it mean?
Suspend in the sense you file for the social security benefit and then immediately you tell them, I'm not collecting it. You suspend it, you stop it.
So what is the advantage of that?
Advantage is so that, you know, you're just filing it, and so that then your wife starts filing after that, right after that, and you can continue to get increments all the way till age 70 or whatever age you start collecting yourself. So your benefit is increasing, though you have filed it and suspended it, so that now your wife is going to file. That's the reason you only file and suspend.
How soon you start collecting spousal benefits?
Spousal benefits, exactly.
How soon you suspend?
Immediately, right after.
If I file online, and
You make sure that it is gone there, it's in the system, and then immediately you file to suspend it. You right away suspend it.
then she can file for spousal benefit as well.
Yes, after that. After you have suspended, it's make sure that it's suspended then.
I'm 68 and I'm planning to postpone till 75. Now, if I should die before that, my wife's survival benefit will be based on age at death or age at FRA.
I didn't get it. Say that again.
I'm 68.
Uh-huh.
I plan to file at 70.
Okay.
But if something happens to which age counts for my wife's survival benefit?
At the age you pass.
Oh, actually.
Actuals. Yes.
The strategy of file and suspend is just to make sure that if she needs to start, if the spouse needs to start collecting.
That's right.
That's the whole reason for filing and suspending, is just to get your name into the system so that your spouse.
Right.
Can start.
And the idea of doing that is so that, you know, you can continue to postpone it, while so that when you continue to postpone it, your benefit keeps increasing by a percentage.
But the
Spouse can immediately start filing for spouse.
Do you have
Can you suspend after 1 year, for example?
Yes, you can do that, but you cannot do within 1 year. You have to wait for 12 months, and you can do that. You can suspend, but you can do it only once.
So you can do 1, 2, 3 years, you can do any time.
You can suspend at your FRA.
Yeah.
You can suspend at your FRA and then wait till your age 70.
So do I have to pay back what I collected?
If you don't want to, say some people choose, if they find, oh, I should not have collected, then if they choose to return it, then they have to return everything, including your benefits as Medicare benefits and everything else. But if someone chooses, okay, no, I want to suspend it now, you can suspend it and wait till age 70, and you can still do that. But you can do it only once. You can do file, suspend, file,
But your
suspend.
benefits will be reduced. Because you filed before your FRA.
Yes.
And then you didn't return it.
Yes.
And then when you decide.
Of course.
Your benefits are already reduced. As
Because
far as
you have
the-
filed before your FRA anyway.
Yeah. before-
Yes.
Does it make any sense to file and suspend if you're earning less than the spouse?
No. No.
Does the spouse have to be 66 to file? She can file at 62 also, right?
It depends how you want to file it. You can file anytime after age 62. Next.
Because after 70, husband has no reason to live.
All right. So we completed all this. All right. Okay, so we looked at the different scenarios, different strategies, and again, just want to re-emphasize on the importance of starting early, because one should not wait till you are 62 or 61 and a half or 64 or 65 to really start thinking about your strategies. Because earlier, as I said, for those who have come in a little later, it's time to look at your Social Security benefits today. create your own account if you don't have one, check what are you likely to get, sink in all your other sources of income, tie in, and then look at your own health condition, look at your family history, and with all these three scenarios, club it together, and then you can strategize how you can, what strategy to use to maximize your benefits. But please start early. I would strongly emphasize you on that, to start early. This is nothing but a calculator that we use to help our clients come up with their strategies and the report that we create. Any questions? Any other questions? Or any more questions? Yes?
What happens if you never file? You just say that, you know, I'm never going to do anything till age 70, and you die, and you are the higher earner. Then the spouse does qualify for spousal benefits, correct? Even if you never filed or you never...
But she's going to collect the survivor benefits, right?
I'm sorry, I meant the survivor benefits.
Right.
Yeah, but at any age that the spouse chooses to start, I mean, after your death,
yes,
you can collect the survivor benefit immediately upon your death,
or wait till her FRA.
Right.
Because again, if she starts early at age 60, 61, 62, before her FRA, her survivor benefit is going to be reduced permanently.
So I'm just trying to clarify that file and suspend thing, because it's a little bit confusing. So you're saying the file and suspend is only good if your spouse intends to start filing right away.
Right.
You don't need the money, but you're going to get the spousal benefit.
You're not collecting it. You need the money, but you're not collecting it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're not collecting it.
Everyone needs money.
But
just kidding.
There is no way you can get both the benefit. Like if you, once somebody dies, and your wife is collecting the survivor benefit, then she reaches FRA, and then she starts collecting her own her benefit. Then you
She can choose either her own higher, whichever is higher, her own benefit.
Whichever one is higher, you get.
Exactly.
You don't get both of them.
No.
So basically, if you don't collect your spousal benefits between 62 and 66, you pretty much lost that money, right? You don't ever get it back.
Right.
Earlier I asked you a question about 15,840.
Say that again.
15,840.
40, right.
Earlier question.
Yes.
And the Social Security benefit diminishing by $2,500 on your example.
Right.
Of 5,000, right? It was, the income was 5,000 in excess of
Right.
15,840.
Right.
So 50% of that means $2,500 was reduced.
Right.
From the Social Security benefit, right?
Right.
So now go to the next level of another 5,000 and 5,000 and so on. At what point it'll diminish? Meaning at that point you'll say, oh, you can't even, your earning is too high.
Does it phase out?
No, because it's only going to be taxed higher.
Oh, taxed higher.
Yes. Because it's going to be taxed anywhere from 0 to 85%.
85% of the benefits.
Of the benefits, based on the thresholds.
So what was that $2,500 when you?
That was an example of anything over 15,240, I think. And somebody earned 5,000 over and above that, then they lost, for every $2 earned, they lost $1.
$1 in tax.
Yes, and not on tax, on the benefits itself.
You have to give the money back to Social Security.
On the benefits itself.
So I think the question is at what point that diminishes. So if you're earning $1 million, let's say, which is probably by the time, if you way above the maximum allowable that you're going above that. So at that point, if I'm going to give $1 out of every $2 I earn over 15,000. Now I'm earning $1 million, so that means I don't get any Social Security now.
You give back.
Yeah.
You have to pay to Social Security.
There is a table to it. Right. There is a table to it. Now I see the question. So there is a table to it. So after every age brackets, there are age brackets which I somehow don't have in my PowerPoint, but I have in my notes. If you want, I can email it to you. There are certain age brackets after which the benefits they tend to reduce to a certain level. After that, there is nothing.
So there is a threshold of.
There is.
Cap.
Yes.
So that you will definitely get that credit.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Yes.
What is the official FRA right now? What is
It depends on your year of birth that we saw earlier. 66 or 67. Depends on year of birth.
The one strategy that you had for spouse was to file and suspend in one case. In the second case, you had
that he files straight at age 7.
He doesn't file at all. He files at 70, and
Right.
the other one files early.
Right.
So that is because of the age differential between two, that one strategy works.
Right. That and also age also and the earnings also. She did not have any earnings. He had earnings. But again, again we had to look at the whole scenario. This was just what we saw, and we had to give the example.
If both individuals, if both spouses are same age, would they be suspending both of theirs to get at 70?
As I said again, it's not one size fits all. We'll have to look at each one's strategy and plug it in and see what really works. Because recently, just last weekend, I did a strategy analyzing for one of the couples, and though they had an age difference and though the spouse was not working, it was still, we had to use a different strategy that he is going to file at his FRA, she is going to file at her FRA. So it depends on, again, each one customized. So one person is not one size fits all.
So after 70, social security contribution doesn't count towards your income. It doesn't count towards your increase of benefits, right?
The benefits are calculated based on the 35
highest years. Correct.
Now what if someone didn't work for 35?
They would still look at the maximum 35, so the rest would be zeros.
Oh, so that would be averaged out?
Right. It's the average of the maximum years.
So basically, if somebody works less than 35 years, the benefits is going to be less than.
They are going to look at the balance would be zeros.
Yeah, so his total benefits would be
Right.
less and less.
Right.
Stretching of the social security budget,
Yes.
drying up of the SS funds. Is there any new legislative processes that you will define social security for the next generation?
Great question. This is been going on. They've been talking about it, and however, unfortunately, there is not a major landmark resolution to this, and that's why I've been emphasizing it. That it is imperative for everyone to tie in, just not look at the social security income as their only income during the golden years. And I say golden years because I firmly believe that there are only two categories of people. One is young and one is young at heart. So for the young at heart, it's the golden years, and it is very important that we tie in our existing sources of revenue along with the social security in order to reach your strategy of maximizing your benefits.
Are there good online tools to do your own strategizing?
You can go on the Social Security network, SSA, and they have pretty good information.
Can they count on social security for another 30, 40 years? I mean, should I plan that? Like you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's going to be there, but we don't know how much down the road for how long. Of course, it's going to be there for next few years, but as he asked, we don't know how long. So, of course, for next 4, 5, 7 years, you're going to easily see that. Hopefully, nothing dramatic happens. But otherwise, for someone to get, for the next generation, to get the max benefit out of it, the government, the forward-thinking people will have to do really major fixing of the problems, and obviously they're looking at one other thing is going to be higher taxation. Yes.
Tapping on to that conversation about what is the provision for the next generation, we're seeing that the average life expectancy of the current generation is growing.
Right.
No problem with that. We want our young at heart to live as long as they want to live. But the problem is that what is the younger generation supposed to do, knowing that there is nothing for us that's going to be in that Social Security pot? What should we do now in order to secure our future?
It's beyond.
Exactly. So one thing is, you're rest assured that whatever we can say, whatever we talk, Social Security will be there. Of course, it may not be there, the whole pot, but you will see a diminished part, but it will be still there.
But it doesn't formulate
Again,
to the life
however,
inflation and other stuff.
as she rightly pointed out, that Social Security several years ago was not there. Social Security is not going to, one doesn't have to bank on Social Security as your source of income during your retirement. That is there, that is an additional, take it as a bonus if you will.
Yeah, it's a supplemental.
But one needs to plan ahead of time and make sure that during your golden years, you will have enough money in the pot.
Please, he's talking, everybody has to listen, that's why he came here.
So, I hope I made myself clear on that.
Yes, but what I was also looking is what are our other options?
Other options?
Should we start at looking at other options right now?
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, this for you or for people at young, Social Security, looking at only the Social Security benefits is not going to help, because a lot of things are going to change for your Social Security benefits when you reach your golden years. However, it's time, and I'm glad you are here. I wish there were many people like you, that if they could think like you, forward thinking, and if they can plan for their future right now, it would be a great thing.
That's why I asked you for a PowerPoint presentation, so I can share with the rest of my generation. I'll give you
can give them my contact.
Absolutely.
I think.
For my last question.
Yes.
What if you have worked more than 10 years but less than 35 years? What will be the general formula that they will apply?
The same question. Basically, they're going to look at your maximum credits.
10 years.
10 years. I mean, that's a minimum. Maximum years of is that you have. They look at the maximum 35 years. Highest 35 years. So, if you have only worked at 10 years, then the rest are going to be zero, and they're going to average it out.
Oh, okay. So that's if you want 15 years, the 5 years would be then average.
Right.
What is the maximum benefit of 2040?
What is the maximum?
What is the highest benefit right now?
It depends on your earnings and depends and what you start collecting.
Highest income. What is the maximum at this point?
What's the cap? What's the maximum one can earn on a Social Security benefits?
It depends on, again, it depends on how many years you have worked and depends on your average total earnings.
If somebody has paid into Social Security at the full limit, right, for 35 years,
right,
then there has to be a number available.
No, there is no cap, because again, it's going to depend on
So
when
it's
you're
on
going to
their
start.
income.
When you're going to start taking the money. Are you going to start at 62, 60, 65, 67?
Somebody saying 33.
FRA. So there is, again, they're not
There's
going to
no
tell
number.
you, okay, this is what is allocated to you. Because what if one lives till 800? Or if one dies early?
No, what is the monthly currently, the max? Is there a cap?
There is no.
Let's say I made 150,000 for 35 years.
I think
What is the
what's the
maximum?
maximum monthly benefit one can get if they paid for maximum number of years, highest income, is Is it like not 2,800 a month maximum? What is the highest maximum?
Of what? Actually I don't have the exact numbers right now.
Yeah, okay. I think you can go online.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, they would have the most current one on the line.
Yes.
Okay. I think we need to.
That would be the maximum. At present, the maximum would be in a monthly around 27, 26.
All right, I guess most of the questions are answered. If anyone has any questions, you could email me. I'll leave some papers. You want to get more information on that, feel free to email me, and I will be too happy to answer. And should you have your contact?
Yeah, can you?
Yes, I'll give you my cards in case if anyone wants my cards, and I'll leave those papers. If anyone wants to email me any questions, feel free to email me. If any of your friends have missed out and they want to go through this presentation again, I'll have a similar presentation on September 7th, which is Sunday at 5:30 at the Radharaman Temple in Placentia. And at this point of time, I'd like to thank all of you guys, especially the President, Virendra Bhai, Narendra Bhai, the entire board of Jain Center, and all of you for allowing me to be here. And a big thank you to Kanti Bhai for allowing me to be here in his during his program time. So thank you so much, everyone.
Hello. I think everybody had a very nice, beautiful time, and a lot of questions have been answered. We have learned a lot about the social security, and I would like to thank Deepak Bhai for doing the nice presentation. Give me a big hand.
And good afternoon. As Kanti Bhai said, my name is Deepak Javeri, and we are here to talk about Social Security. I guess this subject has been pretty much right now the talk of the town. And the reason, firstly, let me tell you up front, I'm not here to sell you anything. So let me make that very clear. Before we jump into this subject, let me give a little brief, a little background about myself and why we are here. I'm a financial advisor, and over the last 17 years, when I've been sitting with my clients on one-on-one basis, either to review their financial portfolio or to look at their retirement, to chart out their retirement benefits, or to review their life insurance policies or what have you. 8 out of 10 times what I see is amongst their entire gambit, I see a missing puzzle. And that missing puzzle is the Social Security aspect. And it surprised to me that how one can miss out on such an important aspect of their entire future planning. Because at the end of it, you have to look at it, the whole thing, together along with the resources that one has and the personal resources that one has and the Social Security benefit together. Because we don't know, as we have been hearing from the media, we don't know what the future of Social Security is going to be. So it is best to realize and to understand that at what age one should take Social Security, how one should take Social Security, when, and all those aspects. because how we can maximize the social security benefits is the key thing. Because one knows that yes, after a certain age, one can take social security benefits, but when is the time? And so when I saw that 8 out of 10 of my clients are really not aware of it, I said to myself, I think I need to share this information to the community at large. આપણે કહીએ ને કે ભગવાનની દયાથી ખાધે પીધે સુખી છું, એટલે I am not really keen on that aspect, but I thought that it'd be good for me to give something back to the community.